How y'all doing? How are y'all feeling? What's going on? We are in here and we are talking about Charlie. Charlie is gone. Charlie is gone. Charlie is gone. He is gone with the wind, honey. He is gone. And his bestie, Candace Owens, honey, she is out here crying, fake crying. I don't believe Candace Owens, but you ain't gonna believe what Candace Owens is saying about Charlie Child. She said that he was in the middle of a transition, honey. I said, what was he transitioning to? She said he was transitioning. And she said that she believed that they set him up. She believed in that conspiracy that they set him up. Now, you know, people are saying Candace haven't really been bumping with Trump and them that good. So, you know, they say she next. They was telling her to come on outside. They say she next. I don't know how sure it is, but that's what they said. Hey, how y'all doing? What's going on, Fifi? Hey, Christopher. Hey, Lisa. What's up, Unicorn? Let's get these likes up, y'all. We can do better with the likes. Let's get these likes up and popping. Let's get these likes up. All right, so I'm going to play the video. Check this video out. Where's the video I need to play? All right, let's check this video out. Y'all ready for me to play the video?
Any pleasure in that. I would never, there's not a single person in the world that I would wish that on. And least of all, someone with a heart like Charlie's. He loved his family, he loved his wife, he loved his country. And he didn't deserve that ending. You know, he's really young. But I know that we will carry the torch. I will never allow the memory of Charlie to be forgotten, obviously, because there is no Candace without Charlie. You know, we came up in politics together. And so I don't know what else to say, guys, other than a lot of pain right now. And I love you, Charlie. And, I'll see you when I'll see you. I love you very much. Thank you, guys. Our relationship was real. We were brother and sister. You know, we were fortified. Our relationship was forged in fire, the fire of politics. I knew him. I knew Charlie, the real Charlie. And Charlie knew the real Candace, you know. I think in the end, Charlie was going through a spiritual transformation. I don't think it, I know it. He was going through a lot and there was a lot of pressure. And it's hard for me to watch the people who were pressuring him, I don't know, just say the things that they're saying. You know, there's something about it that just feels really fake to me. And they would have allowed him to lose and wanted him to lose everything for changing or even slightly modifying an opinion. And then to see them doing what they're doing today, it's hurtful to me. It's very hurtful to me. But I don't want today to be about anything other than you guys knowing that Charlie really was an amazing person. You know, he was like, we were really close. And he was my best friend and my brother. And I will never unsee the footage of what I saw, the violence of it. I pray for the people who took any pleasure in that. I would never, there's not a single person in the world that I would wish that on. And least of all, someone with a heart like Charlie's. He loved his family, he loved his wife, he loved his country. And he didn't deserve that ending. You know, he's really young. But I know that...
Ooh, the crocodile chick. What do y'all think? Press 1. Do you have any sympathy for her? Press 1 if you got some sympathy or empathy or whatever. Press 4. You don't got no goddamn sympathy for her. Press 9 if you feel like it was fake. Cries. I ain't see no water coming out, Candace. It felt like it was fake and phony, just like her. All right. So, yeah. Did you hear what she said? She said that they were trying to pressure Charlie. What was they pressuring Charlie to do? They said they was trying to pressure Charlie to do something, I guess to change his tone or change something. It seemed like she was pushing a conspiracy. Press 15 if it felt like Candace was really trying to push a conspiracy. She wanted the people to jump on the train like it was an inside job. That's what it was given. But I want to know y'all thoughts. Come and click that link. Come up here if you guys want to, and let's talk about it. All right. Hell no, she's a big time. I feel like she's a fake too. I can cry too, Candace. Okay. And you see what I put on the thing. She's so fake and phony because she is. Okay. Uh-huh. Did he know y'all were best friends, Candace? Hell no. But they did take a lot of pictures together. But that don't mean shit. But he is gone. If it was vice versa, would he not be crying behind you? He wouldn't be crying behind her. She's black. Hell, he already told you, you got to second guess every person that's black. And she's a woman. Okay. My goodness. My goodness. I'm going to hear what she say, and I'm going to stop and go. Every time Candace say something, I want to stop and say something.
We will carry the torch. I will.
There she go again, carrying what torch? Okay. The torch is over, Candace. You see what happened to his ass, okay? Sit your ass down. This is God telling you to sit down, Candace. And if you don't sit down, you know what's going to happen, okay? So you better sit your ass down. I'm talking about carrying the torch. You saw what happened to him carrying the damn torch of hate? You saw what happened to him? See?
Never allow the memory of Charlie to be forgotten, obviously, because there is no Candace without.
Okay, somebody said, what if a person is a fake woman? If the person is a fake woman, then they just a goddamn fake woman. Hell, at least they got more balls than Charlie and Candace. At least they ain't out here faking. Okay? Shit. How about that? Okay? Come with it, baby. Come with it. I double dare you, baby. Come on. Okay, she trying to throw a shot at me because I'm transgender. I'm the fake woman she talking about. Bitch, won't you just come out and say it then, ho? Hell, what you gotta hide behind the bush for? Hell, okay. Bring Caitlin up. That I know that's your home girl, a homeboy. Caitlyn Jenner, that's your homie, right? Okay. Bring Kaylin in. What's it? Chopper cone. Okay. She thought I was gonna flex with that. I'm going. You thought you had me, didn't you? You thought you had my ass, didn't you? You thought I was gonna say, "Oh my God, she clocked my tea. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, I shouldn't say anything. Oh my God." It don't matter if I wear a dress or some pants. I still gonna say what I said. Fake tears. If you change me to being a man, it's still fake tears. So whether it's a man, whether it's a woman, whether it's a damn mermaid, it's still fake fucking tears. That shit ain't gonna change. Okay? What you thought? What you thought? Okay, let me transform into a goddamn man and my opinion gonna change? Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Nah. Because this is one spirit, baby. This is one spirit, and the spirit ain't gonna change. I am who I am. Whether if it's in a dress, whether if it's some damn cowboy boots. It don't matter. It don't motherfucking matter. Okay? Come on, baby. Come on, light my fire, Capricorn. Where you at? Where your garbage ass at? Let's get these likes up. Come on, y'all. We only got 40 likes. We can do better than that. And y'all know I hate to beg for likes. Can y'all please get the likes up? Okay? Shit. Please get my likes up, y'all. Y'all see I'm struggling. Let's get the likes up. Okay, not the... It's crazy how her and KIRK did whole NBC tour and he made it out. Let's go.
Charlie, we came up in politics together. And so I don't know what else to say, guys, other than
just shut up. I don't know what else to say. You trying to add for more, just be quiet. That's what you need. Go be a mother. Okay. Since they want to call me out, okay, being a fake woman, how about be a real mother and go be a mother? Didn't she say women would be better off not working and attending to their husband? That's what she needs to do. Okay, because we tired of hearing your mouth. Trump is tired of hearing your mouth. Go be a mother, okay? Go be a mother, girl.
a lot of pain right now. And I love you, Charlie, and,
Ooh, Candace is going through it. She fake going through it. I don't believe her. All that swallowing and spitting shit like that, and she's shaking her damn head. You can do better, Candace. You can do better.
I'll see you when I'll see you.
Damn. She know her time is coming up. She was about to say, "I see you soon." Press 2 if you know that she was about to say she'll see him soon. She was about to say she see him soon because she knows they coming for her next. Yeah. Candace knows her days are numbered. They're coming for her next. That's why she is going to say, "I see you soon." You think this video about KIRK? No, it's not. It's about her because she knows she's next. This video is a warning to all her fans, letting y'all know her number is next. They have sold they sold to the side of what you call it, the right side. They sold and now the devil is finished. He finished using them, and he about to throw them to the wolves and get a new crew. That's what I'm hearing. He about to get a new crew. Yeah. He's about to get a new crew. Oh, and they said Nick. I don't even know who Nick is. See, I gotta look into who are these people. I don't know these people. Nick, She wearing sneakers to keep from sliding and running towards the spotlight. Yeah. Yep. Candace is up next. That's what they say.
I love you very much. Thank you, guys. Our relationship was real. We were brother and sister. We were four.
She said she was brother and sister. Now, by her logic, you are not. That's not your blood. That's not your DNA, right? Right? A transgender cannot be a woman, right? Because that's not in their DNA. That's not their chromosome. Stop lying. That's not your brother. That's not your brother and sister, okay? I can't deal with the lies. I can't deal with the lies. That was not your brother and he was not y'all was not siblings. Stop that shit. Okay? At the best, you were associates. That's it. Stop the lies. I can't deal with it.
Our relationship was forged in fire, the fire of politics. I knew him. I knew Charlie, the real Charlie.
Oh, there she go again. I knew the real him. So if she knows the real him, it implies that the public knows the fake him. You see, this is a lot of transition going on. Why don't everybody just know the real him? So she know a part of him that the public did not see. So was he acting phony in front of everybody? So why is it the real? You see how she said, yeah, the real him and the real her. That implies that she's not real in front of the cameras. She is a certain different person in front of the cameras than she is behind the scenes. And I think she fake and phony, but it implies that you know what I'm saying? She ain't all the way real. Why else would she say she knew the real and he knew the real her, as if y'all don't know the real them? Because you don't know the real them. You don't know them. Y'all don't know them.
And Charlie knew the real Candace, I think in the end, Charlie was going through a spiritual transformation. I don't think I know.
Didn't I tell you he was going through a transformation? That's what she said, a spiritual transformation. What was he changing to? Okay, he was already a white Christian man, right? So he was transitioning to something else. He was going through something. He was struggling. So, but she said she knows it. She knows she was struggling. Now, can we please get the likes up, y'all? We only got 61 likes. Can we please get the likes? You know I hate yelling. All right. And feel free to hit that link if y'all want to come up here and talk. Okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So let me see something else. What are y'all saying? It says, I bet she never invited him to home. I think he was moving away from hate speech. You think so? I don't know. Yeah, real prejudice. All right, let's continue on.
But he was going through a lot and there was a lot of pressure. And it's hard for me to watch.
Who was pressuring him? Can y'all put it in the comment section? She said it was a lot of pressure. It was a lot of pressure. Who was pressuring him, Candace? The Democrats wasn't pressuring him. Was the transgenders pressuring him? Huh? Press one if the transgenders was pressuring him. Huh? What was they pressuring him? By being a fake woman? By being a fake woman? Was they pressuring him? Was it the black men? Were they pressuring him with the gang? The black on black crime? Was they pressuring him? I'm just asking, who was pressuring him? Can y'all please tell me in the comment who was Chick-fil-A pressuring? Who was pressuring him? I hate how Candace is so fake with it. Candace, just tell us who was pressuring him. Why is all this, she not real. She not coming forward. She not saying, look, such and such, the transgender was pressuring him. They had a fling and somebody was hiding a secret. I don't know. But what was it? What was it?
The people who were pressuring him, I don't know, just say the things that they're saying.
Who is saying the things that they're saying and who the fuck is she looking at? Do you notice who she's looking at? Why is she looking up? Like, who's up there, Candace? Is she looking at a demon? Is she talking to a demon? Like, who is up there? Who is she talking to, talking about, what she say? They pressured him and she ain't telling no names and he was doing a transition. She's weird. This is some weird shit.
There's something about it that just feels really fake. Feels really fake to me.
Now she would know of the fake shit, right? She's the mother fake. All right. She said something I feel very fake. Like what, a trans woman? Is that what she's talking about? Okay. Man, what is she talking about? What's feeling fake? Huh? I thought the only thing was fake was transgenders. I guess there's more shit in the world that's fake than transgenders, huh? I'm asking. I want to know. What else? What else was fake? She said it was something really fake in the water. Something fake. He was going through a transition. He was being pressured. Oh. So if I add everything and substitute it for transgender, since that's the group they hate so much. So he was pressured by the transgender. What else she say? Damn, I forgot that quick. She said he was pressured. He was going through a transition. Damn. Pressured by a transgender. Pressure. He gone through a transition and being pressured by a transgender. Okay. And it was something real fake about him. I guess. I don't know. His wig that he had on? I'm not sure. Comment, let us know what y'all talking about. Candace gonna spread conspiracy bullshit. That's all she does, Lady B, is conspiracy. And that's what a lot of people love. It says the Most High and the ancestors been working overtime. We gotta be seeing a lot of stuff happening.
And they would have allowed him to lose and wanted him to lose everything.
So who did the transgenders want him to lose everything? Huh? Because that's what the media gonna blame everything on a transgender. I'm just trying to help them out. You know what I mean? So did the transgenders help him lose everything. Who is she talking about? Who do y'all think she's talking about? The Democrats? Is that what it was? Press 1 if you feel like she's talking about the Democrats. The Democrats would have want him to lose everything. Or press 3 if you feel like she's talking about those demonic Republicans. Which one is it? Or which is she talking about the MAGA? Well, ain't they one and the same? The Republicans and MAGA, ain't they the same? Shit. Who is she talking about? Huh? Who would have him to cause him to lose everything? I didn't think that he was in bed with the Democrats. I didn't think he was in bed with a transgender. I mean, that's all you hear. Transgender, Democrat. Transgender, Democrat. But it sounds like she's talking about the who? Republican MAGAs. That's what it sounds like.
Thing for changing or even slightly modifying an opinion, and then to see them doing what they're doing today, it's hurtful to me. It's very.
So that means he's a puppet. He's not his own person. Do you understand that? Press 10 if you understand that Charlie is a puppet. She says that they will be pissed off if he changed one little thing. They wanted him to go out and send a message. He was their errand boy. He was their puppet. And if he changed one little message, they will go off the rail on his ass, right? Right? So he's nothing but a puppet. That's all he is. He was their talking piece. And they just wanted him to do exactly what they said and how they said it. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, Paulette, she is too. She is a puppet too. You damn right. You're right. She is a puppet too. Do you believe that she's a puppet too? Press 15. And you know they say she is next. That's what everybody's saying. They're saying Candace is next.
Hurtful to me. But I don't want today to be about anything other than you guys knowing that Charlie really was an amazing person. You know, he would.
Stop the lies, Candace. He was not amazing. He was not amazing. He was a hateful person. Just like he said, what he said about Martin Luther King was a horrible person. Charlie Kirk was a horrible person. He 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 was awful. My God, awful. He was awful, Candace. Stop lying. Oh, now you tell transgenders to stop lying about their gender. Stop lying, Candace. You know, that's an abomination. I thought they say they don't lie. They say, you know what? I cannot call him a her, because I won't lie. Okay? Well, stop fucking lying about him. He's not an amazing person. You know it. Stop the lies. I don't like when you pick and choose the lies you're going to choose. If you're going to be a straight, honest person, just be straight and fucking honest. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Damn. If I'm going to be a man today, goddamn, he's going to be horrible. Hell, let the truth just flow. Shit. Hell, that's what I'm saying. Oh! Oh my God. Can I get the likes up in here for the truth? Okay. Whatever the case is wrong. He wasn't no puppet. He just spoke truth. And okay, come on, April. April, he was a puppet, April. He was a puppet. His best friend just said it, April. April, you don't even know him, baby. Candace Sowen said you don't even know the real him. She knows the real him, okay? All you was fed was lies, okay? From the higher ups. The higher ups gave that man a script to go out there to do their assignment, their bidding, and that is what you bid into. Okay, their ideology, because you don't have a strong one of your own. That's what that was. And Candace just told us. Didn't Candace just tell us? Press 9 if Candace just told us she knew the real him. You don't know the real him. She knows the real him. Okay? She just told it all, April. Sit down. Sit down, girl. You're a fan. That's all it is. You're a fan. Oh, come on. Where them fans at? Where them fans at? Oh, come on. What you say? Okay. And followers Jesus in the Bible. He was not following Jesus in the Bible. If that's the case, then why is he provoking people to anger? God is not like that. Do y'all really think that God is going around, Jesus is going around back in his day provoking people to anger? He get off on provoking people to anger. Jesus was about love and acceptance. And he hung around, they say he hung around the lows of the lows, and he was, I guess, a poor man. He is the opposite. He likes to hang out with the rich. He gets off provoking people to anger. He will sit there and watch you get upset and almost crying, and he will laugh inside. That is nothing Jesus like. That is not God like. And that is perversion for you to even consider someone that loves to provoke people to anger with their wicked words is close to Jesus. Oh my God, you need to get into your Bible. You need to really get into your word, girl. Okay, because you are following Charlie and you're not following the word. Oh my God. Uh-uh. My goodness. My goodness. Gotta let her ass know. Gotta let her know. My God, I'm not out here perverting Christianity. No, that's Satan. If Satan is anywhere, what do you think Satan is? He's sitting in the church. If Satan have any label, what label do you think Satan's going to wear? He's going to wear the label of a Christian. That is what Satan does. Okay? I've never said I was a Christian. I'm far from Satan. If I was Satan, honey, I'll be up and down in the church. Okay, claiming Christianity because that's what demons are. How do I know? Because I've seen them for my motherfucking self. Okay, I know what religion about. I know what they are. And honey, most of the people in the church, 90% are sheep. Okay, they are blinded, baby. Every other day you turn on the news, you hear about these pastors and deacons getting caught doing something nefarious. Now, mind you, those are the ones that's just being caught. But the good ones, the ones that's really demonic, honey, they ain't getting caught, baby. I can pull up an article right now. Okay? You ain't gonna never hear my non-Christian ass doing nothing devious like that because I don't have hate and wickedness in my heart. Okay? So you better go on with that. You better check yourself before you wreck yourself. Do y'all remember that? You better check yourself before you wreck yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. You better check yourself before you wreck yourself. Hell, get bop bitches on their head. So let's go.
It's like we were really close, and he was my best friend and my brother.
Oh, I tell you, she said, stop. He's not your brother, Candace. Okay, we're not gonna do this delusion. That was your clear white friend. And I don't know. I'm surprised her husband allowed her to have all these men friends. You know these men only want one thing from you, Candace. Okay. My goodness. But I wouldn't be surprised if they was hooking up. I would not be surprised if they were fornicating. Brother and sister, my ass. They not brothers and sisters. Okay. But that's the delusion in her mind. Yeah, that's the delusion. All right. So let's continue on. Maxwell said, of course she's crying. He hated you, girl. Well, Maxwell, she loved to be hated. You know, some people get off on that. You know what I'm saying? They love it. And she's one of them. Let's get the likes up, y'all. Let's get the likes up. Can we get the likes up? He was dipping his cream in that coffee. You know it was, because they see all black women as whores anyway. And I'm sure she was putting out. Okay. She was a whore for the whole Republican Party, they say. Yeah, they said she was a whore for the whole party and still is. Okay. Yeah, that's how she got that position and she in now. Yeah, that's what it is. Ain't nothing changed. Part of her griffing and pandering. Uh-huh. Let's get these likes up. All right, so what else I want to show y'all? What else I want to show y'all? Let me go here. Who is this? Man.
We were able to track the movements of the...
Oh, they got an update on the shooter. Y'all want to see that? Hold on. Look at this.
The building where the shooter was proned out in the top left corner. We'll go ahead and play that video and I'll narrate as we walk through that. So here you see the suspect ran behind that upper building. He's going to come out on the right, moves to this far right corner.
Can y'all see anything? A lot of people's like they can't see nothing. They didn't do a close up, but they allegedly saying they have not got him, but they say that, you know, they seen him going up on a roof and then walking away in the woods. Yeah, they got the photos. I got it somewhere around here, but let's see what she got to say.
This is why nobody trusts white people, okay? The murder of a conservative political figure who does nothing but spew hatred all the time is not a measurement for where America is as a country. Not in the way that you mean it when you say shit like that. There is nothing uniquely horrible about this murder. But white death demands that the world stops. White death demands that suddenly everyone finds their humanity. White death demands that suddenly everyone has to think about what values they hold and how they are complicit. That is what white death demands of people, or that is what white people demand of everybody else when a white person dies. It does not matter who that white person is or what they stand for or who they hurt in their lifetime. That never matters, because the life of a white person who is otherwise also normal is worth more than hundreds, millions of other people's lives. That is not my opinion, but that is the truth of the world we live in. It is so incredibly violent to have a person like that be murdered and then demand sympathy and compassion from the thousands of people that he hurt in his lifetime. And the fact that you cannot understand that is why nobody trusts white people. The audacity to demand compassion and empathy and understanding from the thousands of people that are hurt by...
Ooh, this white woman is right. They trying to demand, ain't they out here demanding you to be sympathetic? They want you to be like them so bad, but yet they want to be like us so bad. And we don't even want to be like them, but they want us to be like them. Ain't that some shit? We happy with being ourselves and doing our own thing. They always in our business trying to be like us, but then they want to demand us to be like them. Ain't that some shit? All right. She said
people rather uniquely do not have the ability to understand what it is to be a minoritized person. Even white queers are largely not minoritized sufficiently to really understand what it is to live a truly minoritized experience, at least in the West. And so all white people can sort of gleam about oppression and a minoritized experience. It's going to be theory. It's going to be their bachelor's or master's or PhD. You can have whatever qualification you want and all the isms and ologies and phobias in the world. You still will not know what it means practically to live like that in your own skin, on your cousins, your friends, your parents. Because let's be real, most white people don't even have that particularly many friends who are not white as well. And so you have no practical experience really with what this is. You never can. Whereas a minoritized person, depending on what minority they belong to, they will usually have entire family systems of people who experience the same manner of oppression that they do. And so you have the theory and you politically align yourself with minoritized people. And then something like this happens. And you can take your 9-to-5 theory and you push it to the side and you go, we need to all come together and sob about this the way that I'm going to do on my post and my story and my lives or whatever. And then when minorities refuse to do this, because their lives are actually impacted by the rhetoric of people like Charlie Kirk, and yours isn't, because whether or not you are more politically aligned with a minority, you are more lived life experience aligned with someone like Charlie Kirk. That's also why his death in particular is so upsetting to you, because for the first time you identify with the victim and can't come in as a savior. You are absolutely outraged by the, dare I say, savage behavior of the minorities who just refuse to have the heart to feel compassion for this man who did not care if they lived or died, or in fact, I would say quite happily would see them die. And you dare assume a role of moral superiority. And this is what white people do. And it's why white people cannot be trusted to lead things when it comes to liberation. And it's why I encourage minoritized people. As a white person, I encourage that you uplift your own voices and support your own communities and each other, rather than rally behind some white male progressive who ideologically places himself in your midst, pretending to understand what's going on. Because this is what you see time and time again. You see that when the going gets tough, suddenly they are morally superior to everybody, and don't associate yourself with me. And where did that come from suddenly? And of course, they don't even understand how violent that is in and of its own, because no amount of studying will make them understand what it is to be a minoritized person. People rather uniquely do not have the ability to understand what it is.
Ooh, Charlie. Well, what's her name? Cece, honey. She did it again. This is Cece, and honey, when I tell you, yes, yes, yes. I need to start finding more people out here that, with good talking points, and then just have them just go through my timeline, child. All right. But if you guys want to come up here and talk, feel free to hit that link. Bad Gemini, how you doing, Bad Gemini?
I'm doing well. How's it going?
Good. Glad to have you back. So what are your thoughts about all this?
You address numerous topics. So I know one is pressing above all right now, right? It's trending when it comes to Charlie Kirk. From my standpoint, you see all the videos, you see the dismay, disgruntled action. And it's funny because most of it is still coming from white America over black America, because you got a lot of people in the trenches in the hood that's like, oh, we wasn't really checking for Charlie. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's Uncle Charlie, that's different, right? You talk about if it ain't Uncle Charlie and you singing this good music, we ain't checking for you. But for me, I'm neutral because I understand the aspect. I look at it from a family man. When you talking about somebody who still was a family man, 31, and this happened in front of his family, that that's a different vibe, because you see it happen daily in disenfranchised communities in the hood where these guys are out of here and nobody's really looking for them, but they leaving behind families. And some people go as far to say white on white violence. I'm not really looking at it like that. I look at it as simple as this man expressed his mind and he was out of here. We've seen it in history. I think the alarm happens when you see it happen to a white gentleman, but we've already seen this MLK, you know what I'm saying? We've seen it with Malcolm X. And so now when it crosses boundaries, people are in uproar, in alarm, but it's like, this has happened in history. Now, the difference with those instances, it was based off of race. In this instance, it was more so political values in view, because you like, it's a white guy, and I know brothers were not trying to take him out. So when others see another white gentleman presumably take him out, that's when they're, oh, how could this happen? It's like you're going against your own. Well, typically in history, we've seen it was whites against MLK, whites against Malcolm X. So it's kind of a weird place to be, because I feel like we're the audience culturally. We just on the outside looking in like, okay, we're going to see what happens. How's this going to be resolved? That's how I feel about it. So that's what I've been doing. I'm on the outside looking in, seeing what's next, what y'all feel about it, how y'all going to resolve it. And y'all made this guy, like, y'all lifted him to elite status, but he's elite in y'all demographics. Culturally, from our demographics, we're like, nah, it ain't that. So I mean, that's just my initial take from the outside looking in.
Got it. Well, I want to talk and point out the crime, the white crime on white crime. So what I
You
talk
want the drama.
that one, yes, I do. I'm all about the drama. You know why? Because
Oh
when
gosh.
I look at Charlie Kirk, and I'm just start realizing who he is. When he talk with a lot of passion. He talk with a lot of aggression, and that's what they like. You know what I mean? So, and it's a lot of YouTubers that do it. DJ Academics, he yells all the damn time. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't mind the drama. But I wanted to say that white people started the black on black crime, okay? Because white on white crime has been a thing since England was fighting French. Those are white men versus white men. Wars with Russia and Ukraine, those are all white men killing each other, killing the kids, killing the girls. When they come across Russian girls or Ukraine daughters, are they saying, oh my God, this is a woman, I'm not going to do it? Oh my God. They said that when you are in training in that realm, that you see everybody as a threat. Everybody that's not on your side, they don't care, child or woman, they see them all as a threat. So that is the mindset of them. And I just feel that they started the shit with the black, they started everything. So I think that Charlie, he always put out black on black crime, is so crazy. But it's funny how he didn't ask God and say, God, am I going to die from white on white crime? Is that going to be my fate? He was so, they said, spiritually. So God didn't protect him or give him vision of what was going to come next? Or do you think he knew he was going to go out this day? I mean, he was in a battle. He said he was up for the fight. And every fight that you get into, you got to put on your bootstraps. I mean, this is the language that he talks. And there are casualties. I mean, that's what he said. And he said it's okay for deaths, for casualties. So it seemed like by his belief that he died by his own words.
He was on the front line. He understood that. The reality is this: the way he spoke is comparable to Trump. The demise is because he did not have the infrastructure of being a U.S. president, where you had the Secret Service. But even with the Secret Service, it shows you that Trump was close to being touched, right? If you don't dot all your I's and cross your T's. So this is what I would say is a by proxy, deletion of an individual, where it's like all the hate that was spewed toward him was what would have been spewed toward Trump, or what has actually been spewed towards Trump, but they couldn't execute when they had the opportunity. And so he was more reachable in that regard, because he's not going to have the same level of security in all the spot checks. And then he's a grassroots campaign type person. So he's in there in the streets for the people. I want to be out here. I want to be at the college campuses. I want to be right here in the midst of y'all. So that leaves you vulnerable to a degree. But my whole thing is, as you elevate and you have certain standpoints and beliefs, you have to elevate everything around you. That's your security, the people you trust, and all of that. And you cannot ever get lax. And unfortunately, he was doing what he normally did. But when you don't have elite security, this is what happens. And somebody thought it was right to go ahead and take him out. Look, I don't want anybody getting out here. You don't need to get murked. That's not the point I need to prove, because people who not rocking with him just do like the other people who never knew about him. You ain't listening for him. You ain't searching for him. But when they go to this next level, me as a father and all of that, I look at it like this is egregious behavior, because we don't need this to be America. Now the difference is it's political once again. So back in our day, we knew it was going to be riots, everything, an upheaval. It's going to be beef when you took out MLK, when you took out Malcolm X. With this one here, unfortunately, you saw the news. I don't know if you saw, it was like 7 HBCUs. They kind of closed for the day. They were on watch. And that's why I don't like where the backlash may spill over into our community. Like, look, we're not the ones who took this guy out. We wasn't even checking.
It doesn't matter.
That's what I'd be mad about.
That you're not the one. They already had gunning for you. It's just like Boogeyman. Just because the black man hide in the corner and he doesn't want to fight, doesn't mean Boogeyman is still, he still got your name on the list. You gonna get it either way. So that's just how I feel about that. But what else I wanted to say? Keep going.
You are so funny. Stop it. Look, now I can address comments when some people are like, how's this political? He's not a politician. That's one of the most deceptive conversations you can have about anything, because the one thing you know how many pastors are not politicians, but you can tell when they're being political with their message. Like, that has nothing to do with nothing. And that's how I treat it. And that's white or black side. So you don't have to look at somebody and say, oh, they're a politician. If you have views that align with political factions, look, Donald Trump ain't just pumping up and rooting for anybody and everybody like that. If he's doing that with you, that's because you're doing something that aligns with his beliefs and views. So thus, by in part, you become a politician, a de facto politician. You're not in the office, but your views and campaigns are that. Because if he stood on business in terms of just Christianity, because that was his initial platform, people are like, okay, we see that you don't want same sex this. Okay, you viewing these things like that. It's like, okay, you are upstanding citizens in terms of Christianity. But no, what happens is your whole platform shifts and you start introducing new conversations and commentary. And then guess what happens? At that moment, now you've welcomed yourself into the political arena. And that's what he did. So people can say he's not political, but he's that by default because you engaged that, you're connected to that, and you were influenced and have affluence for that. If he was just doing this Christian stuff and talking, I don't think it would have been the same backlash. But once you hit that switch, people look at you differently. And that's for anybody, white or black. So it was unfortunate. But look, I know one thing. The way they rock on him and talking about all these remarks, it was the equivalent to like when Tupac was out of here. It's like his impact will last forever. It's unfortunate. We're gonna keep his name alive. We're gonna do all. I'm like, dang, this is like all the same stuff I was hearing with Pop Biggie. Like, all right, hey, that man must have had some real bearing in the community for them, because they're gonna keep his name alive, rock the videos, and so culturally we can't identify with that. But that's my comparison. I'm like, y'all, he was like y'all Pop.
He was like the black man, Kevin Samuels. Okay, that's what I would say. But
Yeah, but he superseded that because Kevin Samuels was coming. When you talking about the red pill, because he was challenging women, but it was like it still was a disgruntled energy in terms of like we don't like your vibes. It's oppressive. His was more disenfranchised. Like his were polarizing, but at the same time, they say he had Christian base, and he was a man that was true to like Kevin Samuels had a reach, but this guy had a super reach. And I think that's the problem we have. Like when we try to compare those reaches, I did some research. I seen old videos of him before all of this, but I'm like, this man had a super reach and I didn't understand what it was. But culturally, he ain't reaching us like that. But Kevin Samuels did. So I do agree with you
right.
in that regard.
That's what I'm talking about. His black Sam Samuels, he was for black men. When Kevin Samuels died, black men were crying. They felt like the war was over, and you did have some black women, celebrating.
Y'all can't be trough like that. Was a mess. Y'all terrible for that. A whole brother died.
Terrible because he put hate energy out there.
Was it hate or challenge?
It doesn't matter. It was hate.
Oh, now you say it don't matter. It always matters.
No, because when you're in the Bible, it says you shouldn't go out provoking people. Why are you provoking people to anger?
First off, we're not going to do that with that scripture. You better stop it. In the Bible, look, first off, it's like, yeah, look at the plank in my eye, look at the plank in your eye. But the reality is there's a standard. And so his standard was, if women are saying they want relationships, they want this here, these are the things you have to do to attain that. If you're just coming on the premise of, I'm a woman, I look good, I'm educated, you should like me, I'm black, rock with me, that's not enough. So we all have standards. Come on now, you better stop playing
his tone and how he treated women and how he talked to women is everything. Sometimes it's about what you say, but how you say it.
Yeah, so, I would get that. That's shock value.
Nasty. And it was very harmful. And If we're going back to the word and the Christian, words can kill. How you say stuff can kill someone's spirit. And you're supposed to always uplift with love. So also I wanted to talk about Candace Owens. Now, Candace Owens, she seems like she has a different perspective than you. It seems like from your perspective, you felt that Charlie and Trump, they were like close. But Candace, it sounds like she's saying it was an inside job. It sounds like she's saying that they were pressuring him. That's the word she used. They was pressuring him so much and they wanted him to lose everything. They didn't care. She says that they will put like he was supposed to say something, and if he get it a little bit wrong, they will be so on him. And she said that he was making a transition. It was a spiritual transition. Now he's a Christian already, so I don't know what he transitioned to, but she said it was a transition, and she says everything is fake. Everything is just fake. And she said the people that are saying stuff, she's so hurt and she's so surprised because she cannot believe what they're saying. Now she ain't be direct, but that is what she said. Did you see it? And what are your thoughts? Would you like me to replay it?
Yeah, you got to go ahead and play that one for me.
Okay.
And I will never unsee the footage of what I saw, the violence of it. I pray for the people who took any pleasure in that. I would never, there's not a single person in the world that I would wish that on. And least of all, someone with a heart like Charlie's. He loved his family, he loved his wife, he loved his country. And he didn't deserve that ending. You know, he's really young. But I know that we will carry the torch. I will never allow the memory of Charlie to be forgotten, obviously, because there is no Candace without Charlie. You know, we came up in politics together. And so I don't know what else to say, guys, other than a lot of pain right now. And I love you, Charlie. And, I'll see you when I'll see you. I love you very much. Thank you, guys. Our relationship.
Okay, well, give me a second. I think this is it. We had that the ending.
It was real. We were brother and sister. You know, we were fortified. Our relationship was forged in fire, the fire of politics. I knew him. I knew Charlie, the real Charlie. And Charlie knew the real Candace, you know. I think in the end, Charlie was going through a spiritual transformation. I don't think it, I know it. He was going through a lot and there was a lot of pressure. And it's hard for me to watch the people who were pressuring him, I don't know, just say the things that they're saying. You know, there's something about it that just feels really fake to me. And they would have allowed him to lose and wanted him to lose everything for changing or even slightly modifying an opinion. And then to see them doing what they're doing today, it's hurtful to me. It's very hurtful to me. But I don't want today.
All right, what's she talking about?
Look, it's funny because when I'm listening to her, I'm listening to a woman that has some inside information in terms of the political factions behind Charlie KIRK that may have been trying to sway him a certain way. It's not that he was wrong for aligning with a conservative value, right? Or in terms of the right aspect, as they would call it. I think he may have been having an awakening and wanting to shift. And look, there's a lot on the line when you talk about these political campaigns and these sides left and right. We still have to remember that not too long ago, there was an attempt on Trump. Whether people call it a hoax or not and say it was fake or real, the reality is this: it happened, right? And so for me, I feel like this is a by proxy elimination of an individual, because where they couldn't reach Trump, they knew they could reach it. This is somebody who's right here, grassroots, doesn't have the money to afford. First off, you can't get Secret Service because you're not a former president or current president. And then even if you have hired security, they're not on that level or you didn't pay for security on that level. So you're kind of exposed and being vulnerable. And this is the cost of, let me be somebody who's expressive and vocal. And my thing is, when you're that, you have to understand there are people looking at you a certain way. So when you have accepted as your life, you now have to increase the level of security you have, because people have greater reach towards you and what you represent. And so what annoys me about the whole thing, and I feel bad for her, because she really is talking like, look, this is like a bro. Like, we at the beginning. You could say I'm a conservative and say I'm a coon, and you could say he was a racist, but ultimately we still are two human beings, both got families, and tried to make it happen. It seems like she thought there was going to be a switch at some point where he's going to be more universal, because he started strong with Christianity, then politics came and infiltrated, and that became his platform. But if you're going to be on Christian business, that has to be first. It should not be an accessory, but that became an accessory in his platform, even though a lot of people say, oh, he was not political. Well, we couldn't tell that from the outside. His platform became politics, and he was aligned with Trump, and that's all we know.
Well, I think that Trump, he has a lot of hate in his energy, in his spirit, and he caused a whole bunch of chaos, and he loves it. He has a spirit of chaos, and it creates this whole violence atmosphere, and how they're gonna just anybody can get a gun and doing all that. He caused this atmosphere. And I feel that, I guess you say, I don't know. I look at it as like you going to war. They already said they're going to war. And when you go to war, like Homeboy said, it's casualties. He said that out of his mouth. He said it's okay to have some death.
I mean, he says that, but you have to understand the context of all these things. He was saying that in relation to if people were saying, let's get rid of guns, and you think we should get rid of them, but then if somebody is eliminated because of that, then you're looking like, dang, I think we do need guns. And so context is important in everything. And I'm not going to say he championed a global movement in terms of a civil rights aspect, but he still had a movement in terms of for the folks who believe in Christianity or who have strong upbringing in terms of, hey, male should be playing in male sports. No, you shouldn't have, these gender identities, et cetera, et cetera. Like, he was coming with basic conservative Christian values. And I think culturally, from an African-American aspect, the confusion becomes where we align with Democrats. But then when you look at the spiritual side, you be like, okay, from a socioeconomic standpoint, yeah, we may align with Democrats. But when you talk about on the other side, they're like, nah, we want nuclear families. We don't want same sex marriages. Like, they stand strong on certain aspects, and it's like, man, maybe I'm conflicted if I'm saying culturally this is what I've been representing all these years with Democrat. So my whole thing is just find your base in between, because if you go exclusively on one side, you're going to neglect the aspect of you that should be in the forefront. I'm okay with having nuclear families. I'm okay with, people like,
But
hey, let's
who's
go ahead
stopping
and keep the
you from
baby.
having nuclear family? Nobody
Well,
is
we're talking
saying,
about the agenda, though, because the thing is, when you're talking about from an African American standpoint, when the people are playing all the tropes, or not even tropes, when they're playing the videos of Biden, actual things he said, there's excuse for all of that, because at one point there was a battle, who's more racist. I'm like, does it, like, you got two old white guys, like, you talking about Donald Trump, you talking about Biden, and you go in their archives, you have plenty of questionable things both said. But culturally, as African Americans, they kind of forgave Joe Biden and would not see that. They refuse to see it. And so that's what I'm talking about. Whereas, what do you align with? Culturally, we say Democrat, but when
I
you look
feel
at
like
it,
this. You have to be
hmm,
honest with yourself. If you want a nuclear family, nobody is stopping you from having a nuclear family. When you look at the straight family structure, the marriages, divorce are out of hand. These men, black men, are killing these black women in these marriages at a high rate. Nobody talks about that. Nobody talk about how the black women are getting treated by the straight men. And then
Dang,
when
you
you want
don't
to
win
talk
all
about,
of it. Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna talk about
I'm
straight
put
men.
my hand on my heart right
Let's
now.
do
Go
it.
ahead.
Nobody's
Go ahead,
stopping you
Gigi.
from being a man and being a father versus leaving out and going and doing another and making women wives versus making them baby mamas. Nobody's stopping you. A gay person ain't stopping you from doing that. But
Dang,
when you're
Gigi.
talking about guns in Dubai, they say they don't even got guns in Dubai.
Hey, Gigi, don't play these games with me because we have to be very fair. But I like what you're saying. But I'm gonna
But
say this here:
in Dubai, do you have guns in Dubai?
you don't have them in a lot of countries. Shoot, you don't even have them in England, right? And so
So
I
you don't
understand it.
have to have guns. They want the guns, I feel like, because they have a fear of black people. And they
But the
fear,
guns are here too. You can't get rid of them. If they got rid of all guns, guess what? You're gonna have a lot of people with illegal guns that you can't get. So they can get rid of every gun that's
if they can
registered and
get
accounted for.
if they can get rid of people, illegal immigrants, they can try to get rid of guns. And
Oh,
then
they not successful with that. Stop it, Gigi. They
what
still trying to
Trump
get
brag
these
about
illegal
having getting rid of illegal immigrants every day.
and not successful. Still not successful. There's
Well,
tons of them here.
when I look at Fox News, they say they're very successful. So I don't know. You know, I can take it or leave it. It don't matter. But
You're funny.
and I know people feel some way about illegal immigrants, but it's confusing me if you're supposed to be so Christian. Because when you get to heaven, if you make it to heaven, what are you, is the illegal immigrants going to be on one side and the next going to be on the next side? And then sometimes
As
you
long as the streets are gold,
are
we
more
all won.
patriot. You worship America. You worship the flag more than you are humble and into your word. You're more into the flag in America, which is ideology of America. So I
I
mean,
mean,
it's
you have nationalism. I can't. You go. That's kind of extreme because the thing is, you want to be able to align with something. Because if not, then we all vulnerable. So you want to align with your country. That's the reason why people are willing to go to war for their country. Because it feels kind of like halfway in, halfway out. And you think all these guys would be willing to die for our safety? So, I don't get too deep in that because you have to have some level of nationalism, which that's perfectly acceptable because some people can go to war. I know I'm not one of them. And when I'm saying I'm not one of them, I wouldn't be able to be out there anyway if I wanted to, right? And so now when you're addressing this and because see, you like to play these games. I'm gonna go right back to these brothers you talked about.
I like to play the games.
Yes, you do. And
Why
I'm
do
gonna
I
tell you
like to
why.
play the
I'm
games?
gonna address it, and I'm glad you asked the question that I asked, so I can answer the question
Because
that you
hold
want
on,
me to answer.
Charlie said when he see a black man being a pilot, he got a question: is this brother qualified? That's
You
what
know, so a lot of comedians joke about that. I had the same
Oh,
question
that's
too.
what
I need to know if you
Charlie
pass with a 92 or if you pass with a 78. That's
and
a big difference.
say that's
Like,
a
what you
black
talking
man.
about?
Okay, so yeah, that and he said that about a black man, and you don't have any. You cool with it?
I don't have a problem because I have homies that have had that like as a comedic joke, where it's like, and this
But
is
he was
before he was even a thing to even think about with Charlie Kirk, where it's like, affirmative action, like, yeah, man, like, I know these white pilots, they got them a strong 90, and you talking about affirmative action, like, man, you gotta let him be a pilot. I know he got a 72. I know he was about 2 or 3 points away from failing, but hey, you got to give him a pilot. Like those are tropes and jokes that go on. I don't like
but he
that's
wasn't
all
joking.
conjecture.
He wasn't
But
joking.
he wasn't joking, but at the same time, he was doing that. I think that's where the regret comes in. And I'm glad that you brought that up. That's where the regret came in for him, where it's like, man, I gotta really consider what I'm saying. Because if I'm saying this as a Christian man, then I'm showing a bias that supersedes what God believes. Now I'm really showing that there's a true prejudice that lies in my heart.
But
But
that is his heart. That's who he was.
but no, but he had conversations where he still encouraged white and black. See, if he was one-sided, I'll agree with you. He was multifaceted. That's all I'm saying. He had many instances where it's like he would give kudos to the black community. He would sponsor and have rallies behind the scenes that people wouldn't know. And I think that's where the pressure comes from. It's like, look, if you're going to be with us, you're going to really be with us. You don't need to be trying to show them any love. And that's where things get kind of gray if you go look at his work, because what he's done is extended past just conservative values. He really was a family man that wanted better. And he even spoke on the black family in terms of black guys not being there. Now, look, culturally, we spoke on this for years. So
Yeah,
I'm going
he
to give him
did
the
say
credit.
that. He said it's so sad because he was talking to a woman and he loves to provoke people. He said, "Are you married? So are you going to, your kid's going to be fatherless?" And now look at his ass. His kid's going to grow up fatherless.
That's
His
different
daughter's
though.
going to be
Stop that. It's
fatherless
different between being fatherless because you're being
because a black
eliminated and
man
you
will
being on earth. And you being on earth. Like let me ask you these questions. Let me flip it on you. So
not.
what's
Don't
your
do that. Let's
perception?
keep it on
No,
Charlie.
no, what it is. What's your perception of Charlie? I'm flipping on you about Charlie. What's your perception of Charlie Kirk? What's your view, your vantage point of him?
My vantage point. What do you mean?
Yeah, like what was your, so he has his platforms, he has these things he believed. Did you agree with him? Was it okay? What beefs did you have with him in his platform?
Only time I have beef is how he provoked people to anger. Seeing him there and how he smirk and laugh when he angers people, or he, may be smarter than someone and he words play and he gets a giggle off of seeing somebody in their feelings and putting them down.
Do you think he was a decent guy?
I don't. The ones I saw, no. He get prideful. He's very prideful off of hate and anger. That's what I saw. I didn't see a Jesus walk. I didn't see somebody that resembles Jesus.
Do you feel it was unfortunate at what happened to him?
I feel that he went into the warfare and he wanted to fight. And when you go into battle, Russia and Ukraine, when they fight, like he said from his own words, there will be casualties, and he's okay with that.
How about you? Are you okay with it, how it went down?
What, Ukraine and
I
Russia?
ain't say you approve it. No, I'm talking about with him and his demise. Stop playing these games. And I'm not trying to hold you to a fire because we already know these folks out here lurking, but are you okay with it? Like
Keep
how
their
it
ass
happened?
lurking. Keep their ass lurking. What you want to do? You think I should? I think, you know what I think. I think that, man, God allowed it to happen so publicly, and that's humiliating to have it in front of everybody, and it's
But he
public.
was a Christian man though.
That's what he said. That's a label. And just because you're Christian, and the Bible said people that are Christian will be in hell. So just
This is my
because
whole
you
thing. I
label,
don't condone that. I
I'm
don't
just saying,
not
you're
the
going
way
to
he
have
went out.
pastors that's going to be burning in hell.
Well, we already know that because they got 3 baby mamas in the church, but that's a discussion for a different time.
Yeah.
But
So
my whole
but
thing
just
is,
because you label yourself as a Christian, I was raised in the Christian church. I know how Christians operate, so I'm not fooled by the label Christian. Some people, they are blindsided and they are sheep-like, where you label someone Christian and automatically, oh, you're a great person.
what do you label yourself as, Gigi?
I label myself as God's favorite.
And why would you be favorite? Is it just a universal term because he can have multiple favorites, or you
I
done
don't know
something
his
so
relationship.
special?
I don't know his relationship with everybody else. I just know my direct line to
And
God.
so
And
why would you be his favorite?
it's not my business to know your relationship, because you're gonna have to deal with him on your account. Everybody else,
Okay.
I don't get into people's business and try to
So
pursue
what
it.
makes you his favorite then? Based off of your words, what makes you his favorite?
That's between me and God. You're getting too much of my business.
I don't need the details. I don't need the details, but I'm talking about from your standpoint. I ain't asking you because I could just ask God. I'd be like, "Yo, God, why
God is not
Gigi
going
your
to tell
favorite?"
you. God is not a gossiper.
It depends on how strong your prayer is.
No,
But
God
no.
is not into gossip or nothing like
No,
that.
he's not in the gossip. He's not. But look, you better stop playing these games. But so you're his favorite, but the thing is, it's still a human vantage point because we're all his favorite. So that's already known. So when you're saying that, that's when the humanity comes into it. Because ultimately, if he chose all of us and you accepted him, then we're all his favorite. So that's why I asked you
I
it in that way.
disagree. I disagree with that. I believe that everybody is not created equally.
Yeah, but I said if we chose him, then you do become his favorite because
Just
that's what
because
he
you
wants.
chose them, I
Oh
just
no,
think that
that's the biggest thing. How about all the people
disagree.
who didn't choose him? They're in a different demographic, so I can't align
No,
myself with somebody
I
who did
feel
not
like
choose him.
according to the Christian life, if they did not choose him, I mean, it's still his kids by default. So it
Yeah,
doesn't
but we
matter.
talking favorites now. You know how you got kids by default, but who's your
No,
favorite kid?
I
The
feel
kid that
that
loves on
God
you and
just
pays you mind,
okay,
checks on you.
okay, well, I'm not a Christian, but I was one, but according to the Christian
Don't
religion,
switch sides, y'all.
according to the Christian religion, everybody started off as a sinner. So you have to do rituals in order to get in. So I believe that God can see someone and want to work through someone, and He knows all. So He knows some people may convert when they're 28 or 30, or when they're 50 or 60. Who knows? And that person can have a special calling in doing God assignment. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't meddle into other people' personal business when it comes to their beliefs. That's on them because it's hard enough trying to get yourself aligned. And I think that's what a failure of a lot of people. They're so worried about everybody else, but they're going to fall from grace because they have not aligned themselves properly. They think they have, but they're very arrogant.
Gigi, thank you for answering the question so eloquently for me. Because once you said, I'm God's favorite, but you're not a Christian, I don't have any further questions for you. So thank you. That there is enough for anybody who needs to ponder on for their own answers. For me, I'm going to move forward on that. Like, look, I'm not going to play these games with Gigi talking about she's God's favorite, but then you say you ain't a Christian. Like, look, that's
No,
a whole
Christian is a
debate for a
label.
whole nother time.
No, a Christian is a label. Some people are Catholic. Some people are Muslims.
But you don't identify, but you're a believer though. Is that fair? Can you
Yeah,
say
but I
you're a
don't do
believer?
the labels.
But you're a believer. Can we
I'm
say
a
that? You
believer, but I'm not
okay.
into the labels and stuff. No, because I guess one group is definitely going to hell because Muslim have their own way and it's their way. Then you have Christians, they have their way and it's their way. And you have Catholics going their way and it's their way. So a whole group is definitely not going to make it according to that religion mindset because there's only one way and it's theirs.
You know, it's funny, Gigi. It's great that you could not commit to an answer. You stood 10 toes down or sat, because I don't know what your current posture is. You sat or stood 10 toes down when it comes to this Charlie Kirk, and you're saying that you first off, you didn't kind of say he was a great person. That's one thing. And then you didn't say that it was wrong that he was eliminated the way he was. That's another thing. Look,
Why do
I
I
don't
have to
have
judge him? Why do I have to judge him to say he's a good person?
well, the thing is, did he deserve that is my whole question. And you couldn't even confirm that. Did he deserve that the way he went out?
Nobody deserves to die just to die. I mean, who deserves to die?
Political. But the way he went out, so you saying he didn't. Okay, then you
Who
decent again.
deserves to die? I mean, what type of
You
question is that? That's
You
just an
you
odd
back you
question.
back decent. The reason I asked that because
Who
there are people
deserves to die?
celebrating and dancing in the street. You saw these darn videos. These people are happy. They're like, "Oh, he out of there." That's why I asked that. I wouldn't ask it if it's just like, "Oh, it happened." But you got people who are very, very happy, and I'm like, "This is egregious." Like y'all ain't
People
even
were
know him
happy
like that.
when Hitler died.
But we talking about degrees because certain people you can be when you're talking about who is it? Leopold. Yeah, and then you got Hitler. Like certain people in history, right? You can understand like y'all were terrible humans all across the board, oppressed people, eliminated, tortured, all of that. This guy was just around America speaking. So for people to put him in that same category and have that same celebratory energy, that's what I would consider insulting, because this man was nowhere near that. He stood on what he believed, and he just went across grassroots campaign, just galvanizing people. But
That's
yeah,
your
so I won't do
perspective.
that.
That's
I'm just saying it's not the same. He did not delete. He didn't come out here and
yeah,
murk 5 million
like
people,
again,
6 million people. He ain't do
that's
that.
your perspective. You trying to push your agenda
No,
and
no,
your
I'm just saying
mindset
violence.
on
It
someone
ain't even about
else.
my agenda. Did he
Right.
hurt people? Did
Yes,
he
he
eliminate
did hurt
people?
people. He hurt. If you talk to listen to people, I've seen the videos when he's talking down to people with his arrogant way,
Physically?
talking down to people. It doesn't matter. In the Bible, it says
It
spiritually,
does matter.
your words kill. Kill. Your words are like a sword. So you can use the Christian label, but you don't use all of the Christian when it
But
comes to
he's not
words
out
and
here
swords.
fighting violence and having 5 and 6 million people gone from the face of this earth. That's why I say it went too far. Like, yeah, we could feel that way, but he did not go to that extreme. So there's no way I can put him in the same context with some of these dictators or former
That's
rebels.
you. But why you
Yeah.
keep on putting your feelings in it? When someone
But
has
it's not. Well, we're just going
that
with
they
facts. He didn't
feel,
do those things,
but okay,
regardless of feelings. He
it
didn't do that.
doesn't matter, but they feel hate towards him. So it does not matter. You feel a certain way. I don't understand how, okay, I feel cold, but you feel hot. We can be in the same damn room, but I feel cold and another person feel hot. Who am I to say, oh, you don't feel the way you feel because I'm in the same room and I don't feel it.
Can
People
I say this? When you take
people
away
have
my
different
feelings and the other
perspectives.
person's, when you take away my feelings and the other person's feelings, and and the thing is, if the temperature is set at 80 degrees, that becomes the fact. What I'm saying is, regardless of how I feel or the people who champion and support him feel, he did not go out here and do what some of these other people did, whether it's a Hitler, right, from extreme, Leopold in Africa, right? Like, he didn't do those things. So it's not a matter of feeling. We got to go with facts. People might not have liked him, and I'm okay with that because that's their feeling. But for him to go that way and him not incite violence where he's eliminating complete factions of people, that's specific. That's where facts come. That's all I'm saying, Gigi. Like, that's when you change the narrative, because he didn't do all of that. He didn't come out here getting rid of folks, so that's different. That's all I'm saying. But in history, you can point to where those people did that, the body counts, what they did, how they eliminated. So it's two different demographic, or not demographic, it's two different associations when you're explaining this. That's all. So you're not gonna play these games. Gigi, you
I'm
keep
not,
playing these games with me
but
tonight.
you
Let me
don't
take me.
understand that people words are spirits and it will kill. And the way a lot of people look at it, he was spreading his infection on so many youth. Who knows, his message will create the next Hitler and
Oh
with all
goodness.
of that energy. So, it is just that hate, that energy, that hateful energy, that arrogant energy will have it will boomerang like everybody been saying. It's the karma.
Stop it, Gigi. I need to sober up. I'm gonna drink just so I can sober up, since I gotta listen to this for you. So I'm
No,
gonna drink
it's
this
just if people
and
have
sober up.
different perspective. I don't get mad that you loved him. I don't it's like, okay, that's on you.
And that's a beautiful word. Did I love him? I didn't know him, but I mean, I respected him. I mean, for me to love him, that would have to have a personal relationship in terms of like, man, this is like a bro. Candace
Okay,
Owens seems
I
like
would
she
say
loves him.
respect. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
know what I meant. But
Well, I'm just doing that for banter. You already
okay,
know I'm playing like
you
that. Yeah, yeah.
respected the guy. Okay, I don't care. You see that? Like, people loved him. people cried. I don't give a damn. But if people don't feel that same way, it's like, oh my, you gotta feel like bitch, no, I don't. That's on you.
Oh yeah, I want to pose that on. Look, obviously we know what side you stand on. You could give a darn, you can give a dang, you can give a damn, right? He's nothing to you. Like he's gone. It's not that you saying is right because you already said, look, nobody should go that way. Nobody should be, getting out here getting murked. But ultimately, life goes on, and you don't feel like the world is missing something with a guy like that compared to other people. And I'm fine with that because that is your standpoint and you have the right to feel that way. So I respect it.
How many people die a day?
It depends if they matter to you, but a lot. I wish I knew
It's
the
like
numbers, but I mean hundreds.
170,000.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's a lot of people get murked every day too.
Oh
So,
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah. And it's life, right? I mean, you live and you
Yeah.
die. I mean,
Gigi, you're a sweetheart. Look, I'm saying that. That's me giving you a borderline compliment because I know you're a mostly good person. Like it took a lot for me to say that. Right now, my pinky toe is itching. I want to scratch because I don't went out my way to give a whole compliment. I'm like,
well,
what am I
okay,
doing? But
but
I believe
okay,
it. Though.
if what's her name, Miss Harris, if she would have died, they would trust me, you would have some people that
Oh,
would.
you'd have had a lot of brothers talking crazy too. That's the funny thing about it. Being brothers talking like, yeah,
But
forget
for
it.
me, I like her, but at the same time, I know it's expected. So why am I fake outraging? Why am I acting? Oh my God, I can't believe. I know how people are. Am I dumb? This is the world. Don't we live in a cruel, cruel world, or do we live in a fairy tale? Which one?
We live in both. So, we live in both. It
So
depends on what side of the story you're on.
I expect it. So it's like, okay, they gonna clown, you know, that's what they do.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not gonna
Ain't
get in my feelings about it.
ain't nothing too soon. But look, you once again, I've given you my one outstanding compliment I have for you. You
Thank
only get one
you.
of those a
Thank you
night.
so much for
Yeah,
the compliment.
yeah.
I really appreciate it. I
'Cause if
really do.
I give you
And
another one, I'm losing
I
all
thank
my
you for
street
coming
creds,
up
and I ain't
here.
even got any.
Well, don't no, keep it then. Keep it then. You know, I just want to say I thank you for coming up here and just talking to me because I was sure begging somebody to come up.
No, I don't if
So
I'm
you was
always
doing me
available.
a favor. You did me
Look,
a favor.
I don't ever mind pulling up because one thing is, I would say you have great reach, you're well versed, and you have to have a level of passion to do this on a regular basis and come up with new topics and all of that. So when it comes to respect, that I can say that I know I was talking about respect on the other end regarding content, but just me being within reach of you, there is a true respect for that, and I appreciate it because you don't have to pull anybody up. You do it, and yeah, keep doing your thing. This is fun. And you got let me tell you, you got all your little goons who got your back too. So shout out to them because
Oh, thank you for the bones.
they're gonna make sure we don't overstep, i.e. I'm a Gemini, so both of us, they're gonna make sure I don't ever overstep. So shout out to her squad in the chat because they ready. They about that action for you. So it tickles me. I'm like, gosh, dog, they don't play about Gigi. Y'all better leave me alone. I'm too sipsy. I'm sipping my cup. I'm talking crazy. I need to go to bed. All of that. Yeah, but so yeah, Gigi, do your thing. I love it. It's fun. Yeah, anytime. I can't pull up too often because I don't want to be a regular. Because when people get used to you, then they get bored. So I got to schedule my next appointment for about 3 months from now, like a doctor. And
Oh,
so
you're so
hopefully you have room for me.
Thank you. All right, that was Gemini. All right, thank you, Mango. Mango donated. Oh no, she just donated or just came a member. Thank you, appreciate it. All right, thank you. It was great. Yeah, give Gemini a shout out. Coming up here to make the show interesting. I really appreciate him for coming on up. Appreciate y'all. All right. I know that's right, Maxwell. Said we don't play about the GG. Yeah, I know that's right. It was a clone. That's why they can't find it. Are you talking? I don't know who you're talking about. Who is the clone? All right, you guys. Well, I think that sum it up for the night. It was very entertaining. I'm glad that Jim and I came up here to have a dialogue. Okay. I told y'all I like dialogues. I wish y'all would come up here more. Can I get y'all to come up here more? But I love you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.